Bellina Show. It is our final hour on a Monday. The Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, and community. Here in our final hour, okay, we have to do some college football or I'll just pass out. A day without college football is a day wasted. It's something a wise man once said. I think that was me. We're going to do Astros, Rangers. Final thoughts, Aggie baseball. Oh, text message sweep for sure. There's so much going on in the world of sports. First day of June, we've got College World Series softball. Regionals, there's like 6 what if game 2s, regional finals, 6 more berths for the Supers. Greatest regional action ever for college baseball. That was fun. And it's still going to. And if you're an Aggie, the worst thing about having to wait to 8 o'clock all night is spend the whole day just playing and manipulating and toying with this in your head. I know way too many Aggies that are in dread. Seriously. Like hand-wringing, oh no. I know they don't have a lick of pitching, but they had no pitching. Enter the regional. Nothing's changed. I'm just concerned about an offense that was asleep for like 5 innings against Lamar and 9 against USC last night. The pitching part is what it is, and that's what it's been all year. That nothing's changed with the pitching. Who are they going to throw today? Who are they going to throw every day? And when you throw them, what are you going to get from them? That variable in the game is the same as it's always been. But what's going on with the hitting? Just, that's the secret. This is going to be a race to like 12 or 14. Across the country, everything was a race to like 15. This will be no different. So that's my concern. 979-693-1150. So I mentioned, and if you get the Zone newsletter, you already know this. If you follow me on Twitter, which is LouieB1150, you already know this. And if you've hung out earlier on the Louie Bellina Show, you're on the Zone, you know that the ticket booth is opening. It's open now. It's simple. You text, and I'm nothing fancy. You just share what's on your mind. I'm going to register you starting now till 2 o'clock, limited time, 58 minutes, actually 57 to be fair. And someone's going to win a Moody Gardens Family 4-pack. I think it's a great way to kick off calendar summer, June, July, August. Moody Gardens is one of the greatest things I think you can do. You spend the weekend in Galveston, and you have the city of Galveston, Moody Gardens itself. These family 4-packs, I don't know, the total value is somewhere like $300. Is it $600? It's somewhere in there. It's insane. So you text between now and 2 o'clock. And on the Louie Bellina Show, participation is rewarded. Questions, comments, opinions. Participation is not, I want tickets. That has no value for what we do. So text 979-693-1150. You have till 2 o'clock. Ticket booth is open thanks to Dixie Tire Company. We'll begin the rest of the world of sports. Sources. Cleveland Browns trading Myles Garrett, LA Rams. They're finalizing the blockbuster trade. We're hoping if it becomes final. But sources, this is basically a done deal. I think they're just trying to finish the I's and the T's and making sure that nobody screwed up any of the fine print. I've been hearing about this for 5 days, not the Rams, but that Myles Garrett was legitimately in play, not just another waste of our time rumor. And it looks to be official. So Myles Garrett, for his final act, will finally get his ring. Or making a play for the ring. Because I don't know how many times I've heard people say, seriously, I don't know how many times I've heard people say that, what's Myles doing? He's ruining his career, wasting his time, et cetera, et cetera. I've heard that a million times. So, and for the Rams, what are the Browns? It's a good deal for they get Jared Verse, 2027 first-round pick, and then the miscellaneous draft picks from there. This is actually a great deal for both sides. And again, I have the reports, the source. We'll see what the final deal looks like. It's actually a great trade for both teams. We'll see. We'll wait for it to become official. But good for Myles Garrett to get out of Cleveland and go to a team that's a legitimate 2 million % contender. So good luck to him. One other thing. We're doing the rest of the world of sports. I want to go college football right now. I don't know if you heard, but, and this is something Chip Howard, I got a feeling, is going to talk about a lot today. But Mike Leach, the Pirate, Mike Leach, former Texas Tech head coach, Mike Leach, former Washington State head coach. But Mike Leach is on the College Football Hall of Fame ballot for the first time. The reason why he's on there for the first time is they made a tweak to the eligibility criteria for the coaches. And it used to be the win percentage used to be 600. And for Leach, he was 596. Well, in 2025, they announced, and you can understand how this works, right? In 2026, the National Football Foundation, which oversees the Hall of Fame, announced the winning percentage required would be adjusted to 595. This isn't a coincidence that Leach is 596 and they adjust it to 595, making him eligible. It should be unanimous, but it won't. He will be first ballot. And I believe, I didn't see, I should have looked it up, but it's something soon. Whether it's the announcement, the voting, this should all be happening real soon, that Mike Leach gets in. And he is a very unique case because I'm usually the hall of a hard butt. I'm using a different word choice there. I love Hall of Fames to be elite. I wish Hall of Fames were exclusive, not inclusive, because the Hall of Fame should be for only the upper X%. And Mike Leach challenges everything I just said because that win percentage, why change it for him? It was there for a reason. But a Mike Leach impact on the game, innovation, he changed college football forever. But why would you hold it against him and the innovation impact? That alone makes him a Hall of Famer. And maybe then he should run out of eligibility as a coach. And there's other categories for people that had an impact on the game and he gets in that way. But then the fact that he coached at schools that were historically horrifically awful, not just bad, but nightmarish levels of awful, and won there. He did what no one could do. Because I think until you get to that one number, no one can argue he did things that were impossible and so forth, right? Twice. So that announcement, there's no doubt about it that Mike Leach is a Hall of Famer. So they and here's something I do wonder about too. Will they change it back after they get Leach in? So they changed the win percentage from 600 to 595. Leach is 596. So get Leach in and change it back. Raise it even. Seriously, raise it. That would be something. But it'll be nice to see Leach in. That's undeniable Hall of Famer. I can go with the infamous line. If Mike Leach isn't in the Hall of Fame, now that he's eligible, there should not be a Hall of Fame. Big 12 football had their media days. And it was kind of quiet other than the Texas Tech head coach calling out Texas, offering to buy up both of their first games of the year, trying to hook up Jerry World. That was awesome. I like that kind of smack talk. To be honest with you, I really didn't. I thought Sark was entertaining, taking shots. R2s could beat could go undefeated on your roster. I don't know why he did it. That's the best part. Maybe he had a relapse of judgment. Relax, everybody. But anyway, Big 12, other than the opening day, just with Joey McGuire, not Jerry, Joey going off, that was good stuff. Here's some of the notes, things of interest, if you decide to watch Big 12 football this upcoming season. And by the way, my official stance on the Big 12, I love it. I love Big 12. Right in our back door, we get all the games. Because of the parity in the league, they're so much fun to watch. Games are a little on crack. So I am a Big 12 fan. Undeniably, unabashedly, love the Big 12. And now that Texas and OU is out, they're not scared to do innovation. They are going to air live audio of replay reviews during the football games. The ACC did it first, and I believe they're the only one in college level. And you literally hear how the replay process works. You get to hear the communication between the booth, field official. You get to hear the replay crew and wherever they're centered talk about what they're looking at. Many people found it compelling. It's something that within 3 years, every P4 is going to do. It's the live audio of replay reviews. And the Big 12, they're joining the ACC. I didn't know this, but the United Football League also did it too. So Big 12 is next up. I know for me, I didn't find myself as excited or engaged as most people, but that doesn't mean it was bad. Like, it's one of those things. I'm not one of those people that if I don't like something, I'm not sitting here demanding that you don't like it either. I've never done that. NASCAR is the greatest example. I don't get it, but I know NASCAR has this cult-like following. I mean, people are passionate, religious. Good for you. Go watch. Have fun. Not going to deny it to you. Anyway, back to the Big 12. They are the first power conference to have full CSC participation. And no, it's not CSA. It's not Gibbs and the whole crew. That show is still going. They're 48 years on air. I think I'm exaggerating, but I remember something came across my feed. And it's like CSI entering their 38th season. And I mean, the days of what was her name? The Israeli agent that was with the team that married the dude that now has his own TV show, which has been, it's on the air so long. He got his own show, and I'm pretty sure it's been canceled since, and his own show went 9 seasons. Holy cow. Anyway, sorry. CSC is the College Sports Commission. They're the ones I think that are supposed to be running the NIL deals. So the Big 12 becomes the first power conference to have full CSC participation. There's always something, never, ever, ever allow, when it comes to college sports, like the NCAA on your campus. I think this is the same thing. I don't think full participation is the wisest because they will find things, without a doubt. They will find things. Because there's always misinterpretations. I mean, but you know what? The Big 12 is the survivor. There used to be a P6. We're down to 4. Big 12 still there. Texas OU left. Big 12 is still there. The ACC will break up before the Big 12. The SEC and Big 10 go nowhere. And the Big 12 will actually not dissolve until the Big 12 and the SEC decides that it's going to be a P2, not just as we know that runs everything, but in reality. I give the Big 12 all the credit in the world for their survival instinct. So if they decide that's the way to go, they are a survivor. One last thing, by the way, from the Big 12 meetings, they've discussed, well, they've had discussions, but having 10 conference games. If the playoffs expand to 24 teams, 10 conference games. Now, okay, a lot of things get discussed. Not all ideas are good. But there was a sentence in the article I had read about this. And maybe the writers talking out their butt cheeks on this, but they said, quote, other conferences have also begun to discuss the idea. That's the thing that other conferences have also begun to discuss the idea. I wish they would have named names as opposed to one generic and vague, because again, maybe it's a lie. Maybe that other conference is the Mid-American Athletic Colonial, in which no one would care. Who are the other conferences? Because one of the biggest problems facing college football, one of the biggest problems facing college athletics, nothing stands still. We have no idea how anything works. We've had no idea of the impact of any rule change. We have no idea of anything. Why? Because every year we change something. Every year we change a format. We change a metric. We change everything. And we don't even know how 9's working. So let alone the idea of 10. So, and I told you, I'm not a fan of 9. I know the logistics. Now you get to play everyone in a 2-year cycle. In 4 years, you'll play all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at all the non-conference things that have been canceled and stuff. Not a fan. But to be clear, I think we're getting more bad games, and it's related to the college football playoff, and it actually has nothing to do with 9. But how would we know? Because we don't stop at any one point to take a look at it. I'll be right back. This is the Louie Bellina Show, Monday on the Zone. This is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. They do residential, commercial, industrial services. They are CC Electric.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
The Louie Bellina Show.
It's awesome.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he is the loudest. Listen in weekdays, 11 to 2 on the Zone.
Turn it up.
So Joe Orsak said, actually, that's a pretty good analysis. The fact the pitching has been questionable all year, hopefully the bats will wake up tonight and we'll get the job done. Yeah, that's always been the way. That's always been the path. It's almost not about, oh no, a pitcher needs to step up. It's the bats need to go score 15. This is USC's 5th game. The bats have led the way the whole year. And the bats struggled for half a game against Lamar. The bats didn't show up last night. That's the storyline of Aggie baseball. They are led by their bats. And it's part of why I would start Clayton Freshcorn. You need to stop the momentum of the USC bats. I don't know if they're... And maybe there's a pitcher. They start Sadeo again. Ethan Darden again. Maybe there's a pitcher who's thrown 1 inning all year. And maybe he throws a no-hitter, but those are all maybes. Clayton Freshcorn is the only not maybe to me. He can give you 3 men, and maybe he'd give up a run, but make the USC bats struggle. They've scored 19, 15, and like 14 in their last 3. Make them lose their confidence, and your bats have to do what they do in the interim. And maybe you're the one that's up 8-1 at the end of 3. But what about if I need a closer in the 9th? Look, you don't have enough. There's always going to be a question, right? You can't cover all the holes. I just want to get off to the hot start. I want my bats to start hot, not play from behind. More text messages. Miles Garrett, I'm so happy to be out of Cleveland. Why I have to pay how much taxes in California? It's not Cleveland. It's not Cleveland. Ethan, Freshcorn is going to go 7 innings of 3-run ball. About 6-7 strikeouts, and the offense is going to explode to carry us to supers. Sure, I'll take that. No arguments. Joni in College Station. Joni, how you doing? Good afternoon, Louie. Hello. So excited for Miles Garrett to move to a better team that has the potential to go to the playoffs. Also, go Aggie baseball. Mary from Somerville calling my shot. Aggies to the super. Miles to the Rams is a personal great move. Tim and Hearn. Aggies need 10 runs to win tonight. Can't count on pitching. 10 runs would be min. Now look. If you've been around this, things can happen that you didn't plan for, but yes, 10 is min. But the thing is, and this Aggie baseball team has been in this position all year, the pitching has put them in this position all year. You don't go for a 10-run swing. You just get on base and understand that someone behind you will take care of it. And last night looked like a lot of 10-run swings. Now, Gavin Grahovic can do whatever he wants. Leave him alone, please. Let's see. Zuri in Austin. Not only Mike Leach, Hall of Fame. He's going in this year. Not only the innovation, can't forget how iconic he was across the entire NCAA landscape. I kind of sort of agree with you and kind of sort of don't, but let me explain. He was iconic, but being a personality doesn't make you a Hall of Famer. He was an innovator. He had an impact upon the sport, and he went to places that were abandoned landscape and won and made them, put them on the landscape too. The iconic part, being a crazy pirate and all kinds of fun stuff. The iconic part, is Lane Kiffin a Hall of Famer? Hell no. He's pretty iconic right now. So I just tap the brakes a bit on that part of it. But Mike Leach, easy, no-brainer for me, Hall of Famer. Patrick in College Station. I would start Fresh Corn tonight and see how far he goes. Then probably bring in Sadeo and whoever else after that. Fresh Corn stops the momentum. I've explained my position. After that, I don't know their bullpen routines. I don't know the number of rest in between. Like Moss just had a career outing, and that was a day off in between. Does he throw normally 2 days after a start? Can he just do his bullpen day? Is this a bullpen day? Is it not? Like, what was his recovery after doing the 10K career game on Saturday? Because here's the thing. You almost take all your pitchers and they have one inning, just one inning. And even if they do good in the inning, like if you were to throw Weston Moss out there for one inning, just one, you don't get greedy. Because what if they go 3 up, 3 down? Then you're like, well, we need 2 innings. We need 2 innings. But when they go splat, when the gas comes out of that tank, and I'm going to exaggerate for effect, but they're going to go from throwing like 91 miles an hour to 71, and you can't be caught off guard, on your heels, any of the above. You just can't. USC last night, I think the best thing they've demonstrated, they're not this bomber team, but 19, 15, 14, whatever it's been, right, the last 3 games. They've shown you what they can do to bad pitching. And A&M has a lot of that. So I'm going to say a lot of obvious stuff. So it's what you have to avoid. So if you started Fresh Corn, so let's say we've seen tons of 3s. We know he did a 5. So I'm going to split the difference and you get 4. You still got 5 innings to manage. Could you just get 1 or 2 from Sadeo? And I know that, listen to me, and he just gives up a run. I'm not being greedy. Just something, because I wouldn't push him past that. Because if he went 2-1, you'd be tempted to go 3, but that's the inning he'd blow up in. Give me 1 from Moss. 1. Maybe he's the closer tonight. But again, I don't know the routine. Like, you don't, look, I'm not in favor of that at all costs. And I don't think Early would put a player in jeopardy. But if it doesn't fit his recovery or whatever, and if you were to win it, this would mean he can't pitch like in the Super. You don't, whatever the routine is. But, okay, so if you got 4 from Fresh Corn, 1 from Moss, 2 for Sadeo, we're only at 7. Lyons is going to throw again. 8. Still got an inning left. But USC has the same problem. That's why the storyline, as hard as we want to talk about pitching, it's about the A&M offense. They led the way all year. They're the reason why they bounced back as one of the best teams in the country after a loss. They're the reason they finished 3rd. It's about the offense. I looked across the country. Teams won because they scored 16. It was insane. Mash it and bash it and go, man. That's going to be the final story. Anyway, anybody else want to get yourself registered? And you don't got to text about Aggie baseball. It's whatever on your mind. But you can text 979-693-1150. Your text message is your registration to win a family 4-pack to Moody Gardens. The ticket booth is open thanks to Dixie Tire Company. Dixie Tire Company, family owned. They're your authorized Mastercraft and Cooper tire dealer. Dixie Tire Company is located at 301 West William Joel Bryant Parkway. That's in historic downtown Bryan, across from the fire station. And Dixie Tire Company is open Monday through Friday till 6, Saturday till 1, and you can always call them at 775-TIRE. Let's grab a timeout. I'll be back. It is the Louie Bellina Show. Monday on the Zone.
Home on the road or Omaha. You can hear Aggie baseball on the Zone.
It's funny. I was sitting here inside the Charles Schwab studio during the timeout, and someone comes down the hall and goes, "Miles Garrett, did you hear about it?" And they're like, "It's official." And about an hour ago, and I wanted to check. And okay, is it official? It's being confirmed by about 7 different sources, but nothing is final at this point. Reportedly traded, finalizing. And this is all the stories from the past 30 to 45 minutes. So it's done, but the word official I don't think applies yet. I just wanted to check during the timeout there because, again, official, that's all. That's it. Just wanted to, because it made me check again, because I looked at all the stories and I don't think it's officially official, but it's going to happen. It's. I guess they're checking the I's and the T's and making sure that nobody has screwed this up too bad. 979-693-1150. 979-693-1150. You got time. 25 minutes left. Text and you can get yourself registered, but that's only if you'd like to win yourself a family 4-pack to Moody Gardens. I want to get back to the Diamond. We've been doing a lot of college football talk, and this is the Astros and Rangers portion of the Louie Bellina Show. Astros look like a real MLB team. Had a winning month of May. Almost brought a tear to my left eye. Should have beat the Brewers over the weekend. Friday night was the swing game, whether people believe it or don't. Brewers win 5-4-10. And this game was on Espada. He brings Abreu in the 8th. And I don't understand. I go with the why part of this one. Brian Abreu, former closer. Why is Abreu anywhere near, high leverage situations anymore? Astros are up 4-3. We're in the top of the 8th. And I know it was going to be the hold, because I'm pretty sure King was supposed to come in to get the close in the 9th, but why would you bring him in that situation? And it's been widely analyzed / criticized, and I think rightfully so. It made no sense. He's had some nice appearances, but they're all in 0 leverage. He has not gotten his velocity back. Like, there's nothing that indicates it's time to put him in tie games in the 8th, 1-run leads. So not only should he not be the closer, he should not be the setup guy either. It made no sense. I want to go with the inexcusable. So the Astros rally to lose with Abreu giving up the lead in the 8th and then the Brewers winning it in the 10th. And the 10th was an unearned run. What, Alimber Santa has been nothing but, I don't think he's given up a run yet since they called him up. And nope, I'm not going to tell you to close him. Just use them as you have. Changed nothing. At least give one pitcher a chance. But he came in the 10th and no hits, no hits, no walks, but an unearned run got him tagged with the loss. An unearned run tagged him with the loss. Brutal, brutal loss. Espada goes to Abreu for no logical reason whatsoever. Of course, he yaks up the lead, and an unearned run is how you take the loss. Astros bounced back brilliantly on Saturday, 9-2. Offense, pitching, great pitching. Oh, well, okay, I can't say that with the Abreu appearance, but 9-2, and Lambert, he's another one. He's got a sub-4 ERA on the year now. And then Blue Ball. It just was a nice... Christian Walker, yard, his 16th. Payne. If you haven't been paying attention, Jeremy Pena spent the whole year recovering from injury, time on the IL, and it looks like he may be done with the rehabbing. It looks like that he might, because Jeremy Pena is set for the breakout. He won't be an Astro next year. I'm pretty sure he's going into his free agent year, and that's fine. There's a lot of reasons why the Astros should trade at the deadline, and he's one of them. But the point being, you could tell he's starting to come out of the spring training part of his season. And then yesterday was just a great pitcher's duel. But there's another thing. I got to go back to Friday. So the Astros had the chance to win, and they did something kind of interesting. They rested players on their Friday and not the Sunday game, which made for a more brutal kind of matchup on Sunday when they were going against one of the Brewers' aces. Normally, Sunday's always the rest day. But the Astros played 23 games in 24 days, and they're off today. So the thought was to give players off on Friday, unusual, and then Monday, helping them to recover. But that meant that their best chance was to win Friday, Saturday to win the series. So he rested Stars on Friday and then butchered it by bringing in Abreu when he almost pulled it off. And then had his better hitters against Milwaukee's ace, and the ace dominated. These are all spotted decisions. And none of it worked. None of it worked. Astros lose 2 out of 3. They're off today. They're going to be home all week. That opening of the homestand against the Brewers is the opening of a week and a half long. They were on the road for a week and a half. Now they're at home for a week and a half. Your Astros news and notes. Christian Javier will pitch for AA Corpus Christi on Wednesday. Hunter Brown is going to pitch on Thursday in El Paso with AAA Sugarland. And tomorrow, I promised myself I wasn't going to cry today. Josh Hader is scheduled to be activated tomorrow. So some of the back-end adventures could be ending. And if that happens, then there could be no more excuses because they won't use Abreu in the setup role either. He shouldn't be used in tie games. He shouldn't pitch 7th, 8th, 9th in a game you're trying to win. Not right now. Until his velocity comes back, it's just insane. So Josh Hader is expected to be activated tomorrow. Actually, they've already made the moves to clear the space. Altuve should be facing live pitching this week. So your injury update. Javier, AA Corpus Christi today. Or Wednesday. What am I saying? AA Corpus Christi Wednesday. Hunter Brown will pitch on Thursday in El Paso. AAA Sugarland. Hader activated Tuesday. Tomorrow, pretty much done deal. Altuve very close to the facing live pitching. Injury update. Braden Shoemake. Familiar name, yes? Right groin soreness. He got pulled from the game Saturday. Did not play Sunday. And something tied into college baseball from the Astros. AJ Bluebaugh. He sent a video to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee team just before they began regional play this weekend. And then they upset Auburn. So the video inspired him. Continuing MLB. But, the other half of the state. Rangers swept the Royals. 9-1 on Friday. 7-6 on Saturday. In a pretty dramatic fashion with a 3-spot in the bottom of the 9th. 3-spot in the bottom. Jock Peterson with a solo shot started that comeback in the 9th. Then on Sunday, the Rangers finished the sweep 6-3. And a sweep is so hard, I don't care who was against. Rangers definitely took care of business. Rangers are off today too. No, they're not. My apologies. They're off Thursday. Rangers are on the road. Busch Stadium, St. Louis. DeGrom, Eovaldi, and Gore. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Off Thursday. Then they're back home over the weekend with the Guardians. I'd rather call them the Cavaliers, even though I know it's the wrong sport, before I call them the Guardians. But, that's neither here nor there. So again, Astros, they lost 2 out of 3. And Friday was on a spot in a million different ways. Maybe with Hader back, he won't have to think so hard. That was bad. And then again, they rested starters on Friday. Road trip was brutal. But then they had to throw them against the Ace on Sunday. It just, a lot of ways, it was just bad. A lot of ways, it was just bad. So, Pirates Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Burrows goes Tuesday. Arrighetti goes Wednesday. Tang. Ooh, that Wednesday matchup is Arrighetti and Skeens. Arrighetti and Skeens. I'd pay money for that one. Anyway, the standings, they're important, right? Seattle was the favorite to win the division. Like 88 wins. Nothing special, but they were the favorite. They've won 6 straight, 8 of their last 10. Course correction, guess what? The AL West has a team above 500. Seattle's 2 games above 500. That's good enough for a 2.5 game lead over both the A's and the Rangers. Astros are 4.5 back. They went 7-3 in their last 10. But with the start you've had as the Astros, games like Friday hurt. Your Texas Rangers, 2.5 back. Does this tell you how bad it got for the Rangers at one point? That they've won 3 straight, but they're 4-6 in their last 10. Won 3 straight. 4-6 in their last 10. Speaking of the Texas Rangers, Rusty Burson has weighed in. He texted me, 979-693-1150, 979-693-1150. Here's what Rusty had to say. 2 numbers that I would not have expected. 1, Josh Young now leads the American League with a 317 average. I agree, but you know what I take away from that? How bad is hitting right now? 317 leads the AL. 317 is low. Somewhere Tony Gwynn is in tears. Number 2, Kumar Rocker has the best ERA among all Rangers starting pitchers at 3.54. I wouldn't have guessed that. You would have gave me 3 guesses and I would have lost. That's okay. Kumar Rocker has the best ERA among all Rangers starting pitchers at 3.54. Thank you, Rusty. Thursday 1. We'll talk to you. Before we jump off the diamond, well, the MLB diamond. CBSSports.com. Every Monday, we get the power rankings. Astros are 19. Rangers are 20. And by the way, in the write-up this week, they talk about Josh Young breakout season, quote, remains on track. My beloved Cubs are 15. Cubs snapped their 10-game, stopped at 10, or was it 10-game losing streak? And here's a stat you never want to hear. The Cubs, Rusty Burson, speaking of numbers, the Chicago Cubs lead the majors in runners left on base, and they lead by a mile. Second place will have to work the rest of the year to catch up to them. The Cubs leads all of MLB in runners left on base by a mile. MLB power rankings. Braves 1, Dodgers 2, Brewers 3, and the Astros should have took the series. Bottom 3, Royals 28, who the Rangers just swept. Listen to this. Since May 9th, the Royals have gone 3-16 with a minus 48 run differential. Woo! Run differential is one of those inside numbers. I mean, it's easy to see. It's not secret, but that stat geeks like to look at for reality. So Royals 28, Tigers 29. Detroit has lost 21 of their last 25 games. And the Colorado Rockies are 30th, and they just won a series over the Giants, and they're still 30th. When we come back, done. Final thoughts, final text messages. The end of the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. The Louie Bellina Show, Monday on The Zone.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
The Louie Bellina Show.
It's awesome.
That sounds fun and not creepy.
Listen in weekdays, 11 to 2 on The Zone.
Couple of final thoughts. College World Series softball. Today is the semifinals. Texas beat Tennessee. They're going to play again. Tennessee came through the winner's bracket. Tonight, it'll be Alabama and Texas Tech. Alabama through the winner's bracket. And again, I don't know if you're an Aggie softball fan or all of softball. I am both. This has been one of the best College World Series ever, ever, ever. Like with the college baseball regionals being the greatest ever, and I'm saying greatest ever a lot, and you're like, Lou, you just put down the beer, man, back away. No, I'm fairly sober. There's just been, college baseball regionals the best ever. This has been one of the greatest College World Series softball ever too. And it's a combination of forces. You finally have a villain, and that's Texas Tech. The player saying the coach told her she made a mistake, and then ESPN Zapruder films it, showing like every film, and all the coach said was good game, and oh, geez. And then Texas Tech tampering, buying players, everything going on with them. So having a villain helps. Good versus evil is one of the best stories. And then Texas Tech has had to face the teams that they stole the players from. And that's been a storyline. Oh, the parents in the crowd. But on top of that, no Oklahoma means that they've had to talk about other teams. Like, there's been times I didn't know who else was in the field. I want to compliment the ESPN crews and both of their play-by-play, Amanda Scarborough being a part of that. They've been on fire. I've talked about how before I felt like some years the energy's old and they just trot out the same first team. Nah, man, everybody, maybe it's because they don't have to talk about OU. I don't know. I do not explain it, but this has been one of the best. And I know they had the technical difficulties Saturday, and technical difficulties are technical difficulties, but it has been nothing short of phenomenal. And here they are at the Final Four. 3 are from the SEC. Tennessee, Texas, which now play an elimination game. Winner goes to the final, loser goes home. And then tonight, Alabama, Texas Tech. And Bama's been the favorite for a while, maybe since the field was announced, the NCAA tournament field. But still, brilliant. If you're a softball fan, I know a lot of traditional softball fans are not comfortable with how heated this postseason's been, not just Texas Tech. It's just coming with the new exposure, social, and more. Finally, as we head out the door, beat the hell out of USC. Survive and move on. The how is 0.0% relevant. Start fresh corn, cool off the USC bats, and the A&M bats need to do their thing. You don't start fresh corn, and then you bring them in and you're already down 5-6-0. I don't think you're maximizing his potential impact, but that's just me. We'll talk about it all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have an awesome, I would say night, but I don't know if the anxiety will let you. I'm back tomorrow at 11. Peace.
You can hear the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone. Presented by Polaris Fun Center. Paul Feinbaum is SEC Country, and Aggieland is SEC Country too. Join Paul weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone. Polaris Fun Center sells and service Polaris ATVs, Rangers, Razors, Global Electric Cars, Brutus, and the Polaris Slingshot. Polaris Fun Center, where they sell and service fun, not tractors. The voice of the SEC. And you can hear Paul Feinbaum weekdays 2 to 4 here on the Zone.